Good evening and welcome to the AI Predictive Power event. I'm your host, Chris Hurt. If you've turned on the news lately, you have undoubtedly heard that the world is now being swept by an artificial intelligence or AI revolution, right? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. News stories are coming out left and right about how AI is going to change everything from how we learn to how we work, how we communicate, how we shop. And of course, the spark that launched this revolution was last December's release of the breakthrough AI language processing program known as ChatGPT. Now, it's a program that can generate human-like responses to very complex questions in just a matter of seconds. Well, we're here today to investigate the latest breakthrough AI program, which could soon prove to be just as revolutionary, but this one is not in language processing, but of all places in the field of finance. It's a program that's called ANE, or pronounced Annie. It's short for Analytical Engine, and it is the brainchild of one of America's leading computer programmers and data scientists, a man named Keith Kaplan. And for over 6 years now, Keith and his team have worked with one goal in mind, and that is to harness the incredible predictive power of AI and then put it in the hands of everyday people like you and me. And now Keith says they have finally achieved that goal, and he is ready to unveil Annie to the world for the first time here. He also claims that its market predictions are so accurate that anyone who follows them could add huge sums to their nest egg. But that also begs a question. Would you ever trust the stock analysis of AI? Now, for most people, the answer to that question is not all that simple. But before you make up your mind, I want you to look at something with me. Take a look at this chart. This is a stock chart of Amazon, a short price history. And I want you to notice the red X at the end of last year, because that is when Annie made a prediction of what was going to happen to Amazon's stock price in the near future. Now, if you look to your right, you see those blue circles. Those represent where Annie actually thought Amazon's stock price would be 2 weeks, 1 month, and 2 months from the prediction date. So how did Annie do? Take a look at the results. The green line you see here represents the actual stock price. That's what Amazon stock actually did over the next 2 months. And as you can see, Annie's forecast was pretty darn close. 2 weeks into the future, right here in early January, Annie said Amazon was essentially going nowhere, and it was spot on. 1 month out, later in January, Annie said Amazon would jump 9.4%. In actuality, it jumped 14.5%, but again, pretty accurate. Then 2 months into the future, in late February, Annie predicted that Amazon would be up 5.4%. Stock was actually up 11.4%, so a little off there, but still very close. Let's take a look at another one. This is a manufacturing company called Vontier Corporation. Annie made this prediction in September of last year. And again, the blue circles here represent the predicted stock price 2 weeks, 1 month, and 2 months from the prediction date. How did it do this time? Annie was even more accurate than it had been with Amazon. 1 month into the future, Annie said Vontier would increase 11.7%. It actually increased 11.8%, almost spot on to the 10th of a percent. And then 2 months out, Annie said Vontier would go up 14.7%. It actually went up 13.5%. Again, almost exactly right. Let me show you one more example. Last September,